Hey folks, this is Best in Slot. Welcome back to another Dev Diary for Prehistoric Kingdom. A very exciting one, actually, because, as this next slide will show you, and it is a slide, it's like I'm in bloody high school again, Prehistoric Kingdom's closed beta will be arriving on December 6th. December 6th, that is a week from today, I believe. I don't remember what the date is, time is irrelevant now. But either way, December 6th, 7 or so days away with an expected launch time of 1 PM PST. Super exciting. It's here, finally, we're right on the cusp, and what we're going to learn throughout this video is exactly what we can expect to have in the beta when the beta launches next week, and of course we'll be playing the absolute bejeebers out of it right here on the channel. So, let's take a look. First of all, we have this lovely shot of Tarbosaurus. He's got his little warble on the go, his lovely little skin colouring, looking very pretty. That's what I've got to say. Tarbosaurus, looking good, big thumbs up. Now, Tarbosaurus is important because we're going to talk about the animals. This is the launch beta stuff. You've got to keep that in mind. The beta, more than the alpha, is going to update and add new content throughout its life as it preps for the early access public release. Should mention that as well. If you didn't pre-order Prehistoric Kingdom, you still won't have access to the game quite yet. When the beta ends, that's when you'll be able to buy it on Steam. We good? We're good. Right, so animals. 14 animals: Archaeopteryx, Camarasaurus, Dinochirus, very excited about that, Edmontosaurus, Lambeosaurus, Microraptor, Nasutoceratops, Pachyrhinosaurus, always fluffy of course, Protoceratops, Parasaurolophus, Torvosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, Styracosaurus, and the woolly mammoth. So a pretty cool selection of dinosaurs and even non-dinosaurs. It's very heavy on the herbivores, so hopefully the beta roster will expand with some carnivores over time. It is definitely herbivore focused, but we've still got, you know, Tyrannosaurus and Torvosaurus and stuff like that, the big heavy hitter carnivores there. Still very exciting stuff. Dinosaurs will now also have basic needs. I should say animals now, shouldn't I? Animals need to eat and drink. Hooray! Provide them with feeders and water sources to stop them from going extinct again. So, you know, in the past game, you could stick any dinosaur in any environment, in the alpha I should say, and they were kind of fine, they hadn't any needs. Now these aren't complicated needs, but at the very least it makes your exhibits a little bit more like an actual exhibit. New path finding and animations. Animals now turn dynamically as part of their wandering behaviour, introducing noise and variation to their walking patterns. A handful of animals, such as the Tyrannosaurus, also have new additive and idle behaviours like scratching, sniffing, and many more. These behaviours will be given to other animals over time to expand their liveliness. So we're starting to see that animation roster expand a little bit. We're starting to see a little bit more life be given to these creatures. And again, this is kind of what I mentioned in that the beta is much more than the alpha is going to expand and change and develop over the course of its lifespan. So that's really exciting for me as a YouTube person, at least. You know, we can check out new updates and stuff, and there's always going to be something else to look forward to. The alpha did change a little bit, but it was by and large the same throughout the entirety of its run, and it's always more exciting when there's, you know, new updates and new things to look forward to. Got another little image here. This is going to be talking about the modular system, our creativity, stuff like that. We've got this very nice, almost Nordic looking sort of bench, Icelandic or something like that, you know, hewn out of stone and then these big gemstones put into it, one of the many new items. Now, this is going to be a big old page, so bear with me on this one. Creative. Let's go through this bit by bit. Modular System Rewrite. The modular system has been completely rewritten from the ground up with efficient render optimizations and feature flexibility in mind. Our previous iteration could not support the full scope of our planned additions, especially when concerning prefabs and performance. The modular performance on day one may not feel that different from the alpha. It's more scalable in the long term, so cool. Modules. Modules are new modular pieces that provide function and utility within the park. These include guest kiosks, dynamic animal statues, animal nurseries, power generators, and more. With 10 modules available in beta, fully custom and interactive buildings are now a reality for Prehistoric Kingdom. So to explain that very quickly, you've got a module. Here is your module. It's called Bob. This is Bob, and Bob is a viewing center, viewing gallery module, right? And what that tells your guests, this is Clarissa, your guest. And Clarissa's walking along and she sees Bob and she's like, I want to be inside Bob to look at the dinosaur. There's your dinosaur. Bam. Looks like a cat. Anyways, and even if you just had this empty basic module with no decoration on it, no building stuff on it, Clarissa knows to walk into Bob to look at the dinosaur. Did I give the dinosaur a name? The dinosaur's now called Felixo. Pop. So Clarissa knows to walk into Bob to look at Felixo Pop, right? And then what you can do is then decorate Bob how you want to make Bob into a nice fancy building. So it lets you make custom things, essentially, in that, you know, that's, as it says, power generators, animal nurseries, animal statues. It lets you customize these things that then act in a specific way for your guests. It's a really cool system. I think this is going to be a little bit of a... not a cult hit, what's the word? It's like it'll smack people in a good way, unexpectedly. I think people are going to really enjoy it. Anyways, modular prefabs. Build and create modular prefabs for easy use in your park and other saves. Share with your friends by uploading your builds online. Steam Workshop support coming later. Official prefabs are available for those who are less creatively inclined. I'll be adding more as more pieces are added to the game. So basically, if after you've put Bob's hat on, you can then save Bob, and then in all your other parks or later on in the same park, you can put down Bob again, and you'll have the Bob viewing gallery able to use over and over again. And you can download other people's Bobs and, you know, populate your park with, you know, maybe it's a sad Bob. You know, if you want to take someone else's sad Bob and put it all over your park, be able to do that. So it's kind of like the Steam Workshop for Planet Zoo. As I say, support is going to come later. It just means if you want to, you don't have to A, rebuild everything. You can just copy and paste it again. Or B, you know, they're supplying their own. If you don't want to spend all your time doing the thing where you have to build everything really intricately and really detailed, you know, they're going to provide some for you already. Anywho, modular styling improvements. Styling has been reworked for better use and reliability. Contextually swap themes, minerals and mesh variants at the click of a button. It's pretty cool. So you've got a roof. There's your roof. And you're like, I don't like that roof. And you just click a button and the roof becomes a different roof. Bam. Modular recoloring. Show your inner artist with modular recoloring. A staggering amount, their emphasis, of items are recolorable, with many including multiple masks and patterns. The world is truly your canvas. Very exciting stuff. So you've got a roof, the roof is white, and then you colour it in and bam, the roof is red. Modular point snapping. Place pieces on or within a modular grid corners with the new snap utility, perfect for railings, pillars, beams, and more. We think a lot of builders will take a quick liking to this feature. Place buildings on or within modular grid corners. So I'm assuming you've got a roof, you want to put a railing on that part of the roof, you can kind of snap it onto that corner there, something like that, or you've got like a flat building there, you can just instantly snap things to corner points if you want. It'll be a toggle option, I'm assuming. Modular foliage painting. Thanks to community feedback, the foliage brush has been completely overhauled, featuring snazzy new painting and removal animations. Players can now paint modular trees directly onto the terrain. Move, scale, and rotate to your heart's content. Very cool. Depending on what trees are toggled in the UI, players can selectively remove certain plants from their painted environments without the fear of destroying everything. That's really cool. So you've got a forest. It's not a roof. You've got a forest. I can't see my mouse right. You've got a forest. There it is. Okay, and in this forest, you've got a little plant. It's called Bob. You've got some Bobs. And you're like, I don't want the Bob. And so you can toggle options in your modular brush, click over here, and it'll remove the Bob whilst keeping the other trees there. It's going to give us a lot more foliage control, and it says we can scale things up as well. So if you want to make a gigantic forest and paint that on, you should be able to do that as well. New themes, styles, and items. Over 150 new items have been added to beta, 500 plus total, along with over 60 different styles found across a number of modules and customizable pieces. I think that's like, you know, different looks to the roof, for example, metal, wood, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of content to sink your teeth into, and this number will only continue to grow throughout beta and beyond. So we've seen a little glimpse of this, of course, that previous image. This is a whole new style of bench, this kind of rough-hewn wood kind of thing, but we also saw a fairly tropical beach-esque one with the straw thatched roof hut kind of thing and the fires, stuff like that. So again, really cool. Very excited to... This is... Like, the dinosaurs are great. But this is honestly the most important thing for me. Just lots of items to play with and to build crazy things with. And there's an undo-redo function as well. No mistake is permanent, unlike myself. And fences, paths, terrains, water, and a modular system all support undo-redo, which is cool beans. Alright, that was the big chunk of it. We're nearly done now. We've got this lovely little screen of the excavations. This will now be part of the game. You'll have to send out excavations to dig up your dinosaurs and to get new dinosaur skins and stuff like that. We can see some information there on the Protoceratops. And you can see it's split between Mesozoic and Cenozoic formations, which is pretty cool. And we've got a little information about that. Management and progression. Finances. On the surface, financial management not too dissimilar from Alpha, though the groundwork has been laid for the future with loans and exhibit donations, stuff like that. So not too much to look at there. Excavations, however, use science points to unlock new animals and genetic skins with excavations. Discover new dig sites by increasing the park's rating. So that's already a fairly humongous change. I'm hoping we still have a sandbox mode. And I'm hoping this is now contained to like a slightly more challenge mode and that we can turn all this stuff off in the beta. It's not mentioned anywhere on this, so it'll be curious to see how that works. But increase your park rating, unlock new dig sites, JPOG, Joey, all dinosaur games do this for a very good reason. And you use your science points to go on these dig sites, unlock animals, and unlock new skins. Now, science points, as it says, are going to passively accumulate, but the long-term plan for these science points is that by having good dinosaur exhibits, or good animal exhibits, as it says here, there it is, as it says down here, by having good exhibits, you'll generate more science points. So that will reward you for treating your animals well and setting things up well for your guests, and that's going to let you increase your park rating and get more dig sites, and also accrue more science points, which you use to then unlock dig sites and send your dig teams out. Does that all make sense? That is it anyway, so that's all the beta stuff on the way. Of course, things are going to change throughout the beta's lifespan, which is super exciting to me, as I've said a few times. I'm really excited to see new animals get added and new items get added and see how things are going to change and develop. My plan for this then, to talk about very quickly, as I say, comes out in 7 or so days, super soon. We'll do first of all, I'll do a video kind of summing up everything, and then we'll do a live build park, one where I don't time-lapse. It'll be fairly basic, but we'll build a park for every single species. And then we'll probably move into time-lapse and slightly more complex stuff. If I spend 4 hours doing a build, it probably needs time-lapsing. But if I spend half an hour doing a build, we can kind of do it in a live video. So that's the plan, kind of like what we did with the alpha. And then, of course, whenever the game updates, we'll come back and check it out, and we'll do new stuff like that. As I said with the alpha, my plan is to play this game for years to come, so I'm very content with not hammering everything immediately or with, taking little breaks and stuff like that. But we'll be here and very excited. Hope you folks are too. Let me know if you've got beta access. Are you excited to get hold of the game in just a week or so's time? Let me know in the comment section down below. Throw me a like if you're excited, or if you like me, I'll like you back. We can pass notes in class, it'll be adorable. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.
Reaching out.